The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You've got it locked and loaded to the Sunday, May 10th edition of the Press Box. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Your boy Naughty and Statboy Sancho in the building, but would like to say happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. All the moms out there today, happy Mother's Day. Enjoy it to the fullest. And definitely you deserve a day like today, so hopefully you're pampered and treated like the queen that you are. And me and Sancho would definitely like to say happy Mother's Day to the best mom in the world, in my opinion. She may beg to differ because I got a great mother-in-law. But, we'd like to say happy Mother's Day to our very own MJ, my very own MJ. And very much, and we want you to enjoy this and many, many more. And to my mother-in-law in Freeport, happy Mother's Day. And all my sister-in-laws, happy Mother's Day. And all everybody out there, all 242, happy Mother's Day. So, with that being said and that out of the way, now we got to big up the sponsors. Couldn't do it without them. Got to big them each and every time. And you know who I'm talking about. The Island Game. That's what we're playing, betting it on. The game, the friends you trust. And the Island Game always reminds you to play responsibly. Also being brought to you by KFC Nassau. Let them do the cooking for you today. It's always finger good. They got the bucket specials going on. And action the chicken sandwiches. If you want a chicken sandwich, you better get sandwich from somebody who does chicken. So let the Colonel take good care of you with your chicken sandwiches. Being brought to you by Michelob Ultra and Jimmy's Liquors, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, Green Parrot, Margaritaville PI, and of course, Harborside Marine. And the season is here, man. It's time to get out in the boat. Summer's right around the corner. If you need to stock up on all your supplies, your tackle, your fishing rods, snorkels, fins, life vest, coolers, just to name a few, ropes, Harborside Marine's got that and more for you. And don't forget all engines. They sell engines and they do the installations as well, all right? So be sure to check them out, all right? Big up to all my sponsors. Couldn't do it without them. Stat Boy is in the building. What's going on, Stat?
I'm doing good. It's a great day, like you said. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there in the 242, out there in the world. To the mothers who listen to our show on Sunday every day, thank you so much. You listen to my parents' show. We thank you. We appreciate you. We love you and we recognize you. And you all do a great thing raising up great young men and women in this country. And shout out to all the mothers. And let's get into sports without further ado.
All right, we're going to jump into it, man. Let's start first and foremost. It's something I got to do a little housekeeping on. Because everybody beating up their gum. And we'll get into local sports right after this. But listen. Everybody out there beating their gum. I know it is silly season. I know we are into the fourth quarter now. We're midway through the fourth quarter. Tuesday is right around the corner. But it has gone from battle of the T-shirts to battle of the crowd size to now battle of the endorsement. And to me, it's like cray-cray. We're not focusing on the issues. We're not focusing on what matters. We're focusing on all the distractions. But since everybody's up in arms and running out in battle of the endorsements. I just want to let you all know this. They're all Bahamians. Be proud that Bahamians are in the league. Be proud, those Bahamians that trailblazed to wait for them to get to the league. And be proud that we are Bahamians still doing the international thing, man. Women from all over the world, famous women from all over the world. Okay? Don't be upset. And you can't really be mad at Shaq because I watched this administration make Shaq an honorary Bahamian because Shaq was around here riding Iron Donkey all over Market Street and all over the place. So you can't get mad. And we all love Buju. We all love Gargamel. Everybody, driver, Apatal. Come on, man. Good God of my salvation.
We're making this
That
into
I
a
had a
concert.
close one yesterday. Come on, man. So you can't get upset. You can't get mad. And you can't get mad if Ricky got a bunch of celebrities at the drop of a dime. The big question is, why would you endorsing Rick this go round and not the PLP?
Very
Because
interesting.
last go round he endorsed the PLP, they had the big picture around the table, and Buju say, them tricked me too. and Buju had the screw face on when he said that, so they must be run Buju hard with that. But listen, for all of your naysayers jumping out there and spouting this and spouting that, I want to correct something though. Whoever endorsed who, none of them can vote. Shaq can't vote. Vanessa Williams can't vote. Buju can't vote. And sadly, because they're non-residents, all right, and their non-residential status, Jazz nor Buddy could vote. Because Buddy lives in Dallas, Texas. Buddy and Jazz lives in New York City. And they're not here long enough to be considered residents. And see, let me tell you how this thing goes. So when you're out there spouting off information, get it right when you spout it off. In the Bahamas, non-ordinarily resident, which describes Jazz and Buddy to a T. Yes, if it was Tings, they would live here. They would live here if they were not in the NBA or Major League Baseball. But because they're in the leagues, they're non-resident. All right, they're non-ordinarily resident, and they're considered not eligible to vote, as the right to vote is primarily reserved for citizens who are ordinarily resident in a constituency. So I'm sorry, but Buddy can't vote in 8 Mile Rock, and Jazz can't vote here because they don't live in those constituencies. And I love the two of them to pieces. And you all know Jazz is one of my dumpling nephews. Love Jazz to pieces. So at the end of the day, stop mixing up what's going on. Stop throwing out political garbage, and let's talk about the issues. And if you're going to talk sports, let's talk about how we could get Rick and Shaq and all their celebrity gravitas and network to get with and VJ and Jazz and their network, and let's build one of the best sports programs this country has ever seen and the world has ever seen. And track and field, baseball, basketball, tennis, swimming, across the board. Let's get there. Let's do that. Let's have that conversation. How do we get better there? Instead of beating up your gum with a bunch of foolishness. All right? So I have to just get that out of the way. I can't wait for Tuesday to get here. I can't wait to get over peacefully. I can't wait till we move on and be in Bahamians on the 13th. Because now we getting down to arguing the petty distractions instead of the issues. But anyway, I digress. We talking sports, and if we look at the local sports scene, let's have a gander at what's going on. And like I tell you, Mother's Day weekend, a lot of things going on, a lot of people getting ready for elections, but sports still goes on in the country. So let's see locally what's going on with the sports. Obviously, we'll talk about VJ when we get to basketball, which is coming up next. All right, but just touch base on a few things. Jazz went deep again, starting to heat up for the Yankees there, Stat Boy.
Finally, I've been waiting because he's been writing a check with his mouth in the offseason about 50-50 and all that. He started slow, but I like what he's doing now.
I
Keep
don't
it
know
up.
about 50-50. I always thought 50-50 was a reach just based on his power. Like, yeah, maybe he could, maybe he couldn't. Speed-wise, I think he gets to 50 steals, but I think 40-40 is attainable from 30-30 this year.
That's what I'm saying. But he started slow, so he's got to ramp it up. But yeah, 40-40 great. But see, Jazz is a confident guy, and I love it. But you also got to know when to taper it too. But if he gets 40-40, I'm not mad at that at all.
But Jazz is streaky too. He hits them in bunches. So where other players, it takes
He
them a
can,
minute.
but he also gets them cold stretches too. That's what I don't like about Jazz. Like he's like when he's hot, he's on. Like he's on. I just want to see a little bit
Well,
more consistency because last year was his best year yet. So I
apart
want
from
him to follow that up.
one brain fart in the infield, I think he's played very well at second.
He's a top 2 at the worst, top 3 second baseman in baseball. And
Yeah,
last year proved that he just has to keep building on it.
but I think the Yankees, when you look at it, and we'll talk about that when we talk baseball, they're very impressive. We didn't think they'd be where they are at this point in the season.
Not based on our start, no.
And considering a couple of weeks ago when they lost 5 or 6 in a row, it was like, yeah, boy.
Well, we've just dropped
see.
2 back-to-back to the not the Braves. Who are they? The Brewers, which were terrible losses, which have me irked because guess what now? We have 26 wins, but because the Rays have 13 losses, they're first in the East, which is completely shocking. I did not think they would be this good to start. Honestly,
still early though. Still early.
Yeah, it's early.
They give
It's
it a
early,
couple
but
more weeks.
you see some teams separating from the pack now. But I mean, we could get into that when we talk baseball.
All right, locally high school flag football tourney got kicked off this weekend. It was went down yesterday. We're waiting on the results. We're glad to know now that flag football has reached the high school level, and hopefully one day we can see tackle football get to the high school level here. I think Friday Night Lights would be a good experience for Bahamian kids far and wide. I mean, what say you, Stat Boy?
Flag football over here is great. Next up is after this election, whoever may win, let's invest into some tackle football here in the Bahamas because we have plenty of big boys, we have plenty of speedy receivers, plenty of people who can play quarterback and talent down here that could even get to the NFL level because we already have the baseball in place.
And I think the Friday Night Lights experience would be good for a lot of Bahamian youth on a Friday night.
Exactly. You could introduce homecoming type of things for these high schools. We could introduce all sorts of great things. We have baseball, we have basketball, we have swim, track and field. I think we're just missing like the tackle football, which takes a lot of investment. But I mean, the government has.
But you can get it going at a Pop Warner level too. I mean, you can't get it going.
Well, you would have to because you have to develop these kids from young to play football. You would have to. So 100% agreed.
There's a lot of talent there. All right, let's switch over to discus. And story by Tanaj Sweden, but Bahamian national record holder in the women's discus, Nina Brown, had her season debut at the 2026 Cameron Brunel Invitation in Houston, Texas last week. She recorded a best throw of 56.60 meters. She's been injured, but now she's back. And she made a highly anticipated debut at the 2026 Cameron Brunel Invitation, like I said, in Houston. Despite having substantial time away from discus throwing, Brown recorded a throw of 56.60 meters, and on her third attempt to finish in the top position. So congrats to her, and then keep an eye out. So that's good stuff. Let's see how she does at the collegiate level this year on that on that schedule and on that tour. And then obviously for international competition, we got to look at our field events. Like I say, obviously took some time off, but still comes back in strong form. You got to keep an eye on Serena Brown in the discus. All right. Now, that being said, last but not least is a new body created to promote bodybuilding and fitness in the country. Story by Sheldon Longley. And the Bahamas Athletic Physique established to address critical gaps in the development, organization, and advancement of bodybuilding, wellness, and fitness in the Bahamas. Its formation reflects a collective response from athletes seeking greater opportunity along with industry stakeholders, recognizing the need for a more structured, transparent, and sustainable approach to the sport. All right, so we'll see where that goes, and
bodybuilding.
Good luck to that new body right there. All right, now we'll take the break. On the flip side of the break, we'll talk baseball. After we talk some Major League Baseball, we'll get into the NBA playoffs. We'll talk VJ and the Sixers back against the wall, down 0-3 against the Knicks. Lakers down 0-3 against the Thunder. Spurs look to wrap things up with the Timberwolves, take a commanding 3-1 lead today. So, yeah, you got to keep an eye on that. And then obviously, we got to talk about baseball. Baseball's starting to heat up as well too. And back to the NBA, we got to look at possible Western and Eastern Conference championships and looking at eye on possible the finals now because it's taking shape. We'll talk baseball, and then we'll get into the second hour. We're going to talk football. And boy, we got lots of football to talk. Post-draft fallout, post-draft signings, potential trades, a lot of stuff coming up. So I want you to keep it right where you got it. The Sunday, May 10th edition of the Press Box, Naughty and Stat Boy, in your company until 1 p.m. continues right after this.
KFC got that Queen's Crunch, take a bite, it's a smile. Sweet onion sauce drip, happy running down my side. Pepper jack cheese, bring a little playful wow. Brioche bun soft like a cloud on this ride. KFC, get chicky with it, eat side of things. Every single bite, so litty. Got my whole crew doing that thing. Crispy onion, sweet onion sauce. Pepper jack cheese, going on.
Introducing the new Sweet Chicky Chicken Sandwich at KFC.
Let's get chicky with it.
Boost your buying power with a margin loan at rates as low as 7.5%. A margin loan offers convenient flexibility, freeing up capital without liquidating your investments. Whether you're looking to diversify, fund a business opportunity, or refinance higher cost debt, RF provides access to cash within 48 hours for any purpose. Tailored, effortless, powerful. Discover how a margin loan can work for you. Visit rfgroup.com or call 603-6000. RF Bank and Trust. Money at work.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
The following is a paid political message.
Kalani, whoa, hey, Kalani, oh, the future is brighter. Oh, vote for MacGyver, hey, 'cause she is a fighter. Kalani, hey, the future is brighter. Oh, if you need improvement, oh, come join the movement. Come join the movement. Hey, you're looking for change, find it here. You're looking for justice, you're looking for truth, find it here. Vote for MacGyver, hey, she's here for you. See everybody in Kalani, change is here. Hey, hands in the air. See everybody in Kalani, vote for MacGyver. Oh, she is a fighter.
That was a paid political message. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We're back at you on the Sunday, May 10th edition of Talking of the Press Box. Happy Mother's everybody again, to all the moms out there. And now we got to pivot to baseball. Stat Boy, let's have a pivot to baseball real quick. Major League Baseball, as a matter of fact. Let me do the rundown of yesterday's scores. Let's get them out of the way.
Cool.
And then we'll talk some baseball coming up. Saturday's games, you had the Blue Jays take care of the Angels 14-1.
Wow.
The A's continue to play good baseball, 6-2 winners over the Orioles.
I am
Reds,
so surprised.
3-1 winners over the Astros. Listen, Ellie De La Cruz is an absolute freak of nature. This dude goes in the hole behind, almost behind third, backhands it, pivots and throws the dude out by a step still.
He's insane. I've never seen anybody like him.
He is really, for being 6'6", he plays shortstop really, really well. You know, I know Major League Baseball has been pushing toward the taller shortstop for years, but 6'6" is kind of big to be playing shortstop. You know what I mean? That's normal outfield position height. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But he's doing an excellent job playing shortstop, man. Keep an eye on the Reds, too. They might have something going on this year, maybe as a wild card.
I think so.
The Rays and the Red Sox was postponed. Marlins 8-7 winners over the Nationals.
Nationals have been
Phillies 9-3 winners over the Rockies.
okay.
Twins 2-1 winners over the Guardians. Rangers 6-0 winner over the Cubs. Cubs won like 12 in a row. Now they lost like 2 or 3 in a row.
Similar to us.
And I hear Bertie Murray, he's at AAA in the Chicago Cubs affiliate, and he's only waiting for a phone call. It's to
Soon
the
he calls
stage.
up.
It's to the stage now. He's waiting for a phone call to be in that lineup. He's hitting the cover off the ball at AAA, playing a good first base. I think if some people go cold, especially at first base, he may get that phone call.
Call
And
up, you know. Me come play Major League Baseball.
I'm rooting for him, man. BJ Murray, great kid right there. Another one of my Don't Blink nephews. Royals 5-1 winners over the Tigers. Royals starting to heat up. Pitching starting to catch up with the hitting now. They're starting to win some games. Brewers 4-3 winners over the Yankees.
Boo.
White Sox 6-1 winners over the Mariners. What's going on with the Mariners? They can't get out of their own way early on in the season.
Them and the Toronto Blue Jays, of course, they had that 14-1 win. But those two teams who made the ALCS last year are below 500. It's weird.
And they're not playing at a high level. White Sox 6-1 winners over the Mariners, like I said. And listen, that Japanese kid, Murakami,
Murakami?
is knocking the snot out of the baseball.
Well, he went 0 in this game, but he is playing good this year.
I think he's leading the league in home runs still, though.
I think it's judged with 15 now. Oh, no, they're tied. They must be tied at 15. 26, and he is already batting .230 with 15 home runs
And
29 RBI.
Speaking of the Yankees, real quick, do you see Mr. coming to make his major league debut?
I saw that. I'm happy. I think it's because Dominguez got hurt.
Not since the days of McGuire and Canseco have we had something this big. And Giancarlo Stanton, I'm going to tell you in my Snaggapus voice, thank you for all the years of service, Giancarlo. Exit. Stage left even. Mwah. I think that signs the fate and seals the fate of Giancarlo Stanton.
I think so.
They may keep him this year, you know, obviously for the extra bat, obviously if they make a playoff run, but I think next offseason he's out of there. That money comes off the books. Spencer's there, and if he jumps in and does what he's supposed to do, man, Judge and Spencer, my God, that's scary, stat boy.
Is Mega in here? I think Mega's in here.
Did Mega join?
I think so.
Well, if Mega,
What's up, guys?
hey,
Come on, Mega.
hey, Mega, let me give you a special happy Mother's Day because you and the all 49ers, you all a bunch of mother. Anyway,
Happy Mother's Day to all the BM women out there, all the mothers. It's their day, man.
hey, I see nephew look like he ready to get a baseball bat in his hand, but get him out that house, but before he break up everything, boy.
But he didn't break up the bat post what I bought for him. He
Oh
done beat
yeah,
the dead man. So
the T. Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. All right, I can give you a number when we get off air. You take him to the young training academy of the master splinter of T-ball, France Watkins. I'll make sure you get lined up in France. You'll take good care of him at T-ball.
got to, buddy, got to, because that's all this boy is doing now. That bat is going everywhere you go. Let's put it like that.
Good job, man. Good job. But yeah,
What else, man?
we're talking baseball, just running down some. Let me just wrap them up real quick. Diamondbacks 2-1 winners over the Mets. Padres 4-2 winners over the Cardinals. Pirates 13-3 winners over the Giants. And Mega, your Braves took care of Purdy's Dodgers 7-2.
Yeah, boy. All I can say is Matt Olson. Did I say Matt Olson? Yeah, but
Yeah, you said not Olson.
my buddy playing some MVP baseball. I was kind of skeptic when we traded from him from the Oakland days when we traded for him. But when after we lost Freddie to the Braves, to the Dodgers, I was like, yeah, he came through for us. That was the one consistent person so far in the Braves since he's been there, outside of the injuries and everything. So right now, he playing some good baseball. Michael Harris is playing good as well. The pitching's being kind of decent, and the Braves have one of the best records in baseball. Who would have thought that?
Mega. That's what I want to ask. Braves, 27-13, 8 games in front of the Nationals, 9 in front of Philadelphia and the Marlins and Miami, 11 in Mets.
The Mets, buddy.
What is the difference in last year and this year? Now, I know y'all started off horrible last year. Y'all had the injury bug. You couldn't get out of your way. Something like 5-19, 0-14 for the first 14. What's the difference this year? Has it been management or has it been
it's
subtle additions? Because it's much the same squad.
Yeah, but first, when we talk about management, let me say rest in peace to Bobby Cox. He passed away.
Yes, rest in peace.
Bobby Cox passed away?
Yeah, Bobby yesterday.
Oh, Lord, I missed that. But, man, listen here. Bobby Cox, great manager of the Toronto Blue Jays, got that organization competitive and to a World Series level, and did a ton of things with the Atlanta Braves, man. I mean, the one World Series doesn't really show the justice or do him justice, but what was it? Something like 22 or 23 straight National League division titles, the division title?
Yes, that's exactly what. I can't remember how much it was, but it was plenty. Let's put it like that. But he was able to manage some of the great Brave teams of, I should say, baseball teams of all time. But like you said, outside of the one championship, and then that collapse against the Yankees, and then the following year getting swept. Bobby did a great job with them, man. But at least he got one.
Baseball guy.
Yeah, at least he got one. But what Walt Weiss has done with that team this year, and to see, like I say, a little bit of the pitching with Chris Sale and Strider, we got to be impressed. And like last year was a lot of injuries, but right now,
Walt Weiss wasn't no slouch though. That was one heck of a player when he played the game. Walt Weiss was a tough one.
Yes, I remember Walt Weiss from them days. But I think it's just the way that rotation working through, and the bottom man, guys like Ozzie Albies and Michael Harris, Ronald Acuna still. He on injuries there.
How long is Acuna out for?
They say 10 days, I think. I think it was 10 days. But, I mean, to see the Braves doing what they're doing with their best player injured, and it's been going on from the beginning of the season, I was shocked myself. Because, like I say, I always go back to how we started last year. I didn't know if we was going to win a game until maybe September.
I think our BS is the straw that stirs your drink, though, there, Mega.
Yeah. Ozzie's been consistent, But he's one of those players who never really got that shine, because he was always outshine. And like I said, with Olsen and Acuna there. But he's been playing good. So I just impressed right now, bro. And to see us, going toe-to-toe with the Dodgers. The Dodgers got an all-star. That's an all-star.
Yeah, but you look at the National League, man. The National League is like, listen, you got 3 teams, creme de la creme right now. Mm-hmm. Atlanta, Chicago, 27-13, same record as you guys.
Right.
And the Dodgers, 24-15. San Diego is 23-16 as well, too. St. Louis is 15-16.
The Cardinals. And don't sleep on the Milwaukee team.
I was just going to say, Milwaukee's starting to get hot, but bless their heart, Pittsburgh has been hanging around, too. You guys, that Central Division is a very tough division right there. Still a lot of parity there.
I think that's going to come down to the end of September to see who take that.
But because I definitely think if you look at it, Atlanta could be the number 1 team in the National League. If you did a power ranking, you might have to put Atlanta number 1.
For sure.
The Braves were number 1 last week, I think. And I think either the Yankees or surpassed us at one point. I can't remember, but we were number 1 at one point. Either last week or week before. But yeah, I like the party who's getting on in baseball right now. Because listen, when I saw the Dodgers got, how they revamped the team and who they picked up, I was like, you trying to tell me now these boys can be, going for a 3-peat? When last have we seen a 3-peat in baseball?
Not since the Yankees did it.
Exactly. And that was early.
That was the late 90s, early 2000s.
2000s, right. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a lot of party in baseball, and I like it like that, At least you don't got to be sitting there saying, just because this team got this, big, what you call it? salary, and they could buy all these players.
Payroll, yeah.
Yeah, let's be real. That's what you do in baseball. You can't blame them. If you got a big market, you got to go for the big players. That's what it is. But yet they still be competitive. Because even last year in the World Series with the Blue Jays and the Dodgers, they came down to Game 7, and that could have gone anyway.
That was the greatest game I've seen in a while too.
So let's see how it goes. I think we have another game against the Dodgers today. So yeah, at 4:00, another game against the Dodgers today at 4:00 to see how it goes. Maybe we could take this series from them. Hoping we could take the series from them. Because it don't take long for them Dodgers for they bust to wake up.
When they heat up, boy.
Yeah, the Dodgers they go in chunks though. When they heat up, they win 8, 9, 10 in a row.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
They go in chunks for sure.
I just like what I see, and I mean the American League is solid as well.
I mean, look at the American League East. Tampa Bay and the Yankees tied up top. Who would have thought the Rays would have been 25-13? Yankees 26-14, but the percentage points keep basically tied up top. Toronto 7.5 back.
Your division is to be competitive.
You look at the Central though. It's a bunch of mediocre teams that is going to be a great battle to watch. I mean, the records will probably suck all season long, and only one team will make it.
I can't call them mediocre because I think the Cubs are really good though.
No, I'm not talking about the Cubs.
No, you're talking about the American League Central.
Oh, okay.
Cleveland 21-20. The Royals 19-21 and now 1.5 back. They won 7 out of the last 10.
Yeah, that division was separated by 5 games.
The White Sox 2 games back at 18-21. Detroit 2.5 back at 18-22. Minnesota 3.5 back at 17-23. Like I say, the winner there could have a losing record.
They could. I don't see it happening though. I think somewhere around the line, I think Kansas City's going to take the division though.
I think Kansas City, based on pitching and just talent alone, I think they get it done down the stretch. Seattle and Texas surprising me. Oakland, I mean Las Vegas is 21-18, 2.5 in front, and Seattle and Texas can't seem to get out of their way. So I don't know if Seattle. I don't know if the A's are actually for real, or if they're just better than 2 right now.
That's all that is. What's going on
with their Houston team though? Oh, I see what's going on with their Houston team. Good Lord, they got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Injuries.
7 starters on injury. 7.
That'll derail a team right there.
I think they're already derailed.
7 of your 9. Wow,
that's a lot of injuries right there. A lot.
Yeah, and not only that, that's 7. That's just the starters. They have an additional. Look like they have an additional almost 8 or 9 on injuries. Who's like a second and third stringer.
I mean,
crazy.
That's a whole.
I think we're in for some good. I think we're in for some. I think we're in for some good playoff races down the stretch, though. Honestly.
Oh yeah, when it comes to baseball this year, yeah, I see.
I think it's going to be down to the wire. And I got Mr. Producer lining up a clip right now, breaking down the American League East race, especially between the Yankees and the Rays so far, and where that could go to. All right, we'll check in with Buster only in a minute, but I'm very surprised that the Rays at this point, all things considered, with that roster, with the injuries, where they came out of spring training, are here. And they've actually beaten the Yankees a couple of times this year, which is surprising because the Yankees own them. Whether it's in Tampa or whether it's in New York, the Yankees seem to win. So I don't know if it's a switch in momentum in that series there, or if Tampa Bay is just playing above their head right now, and when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, the Yankees will pull away.
I think that's mostly what it is, just a little bit above their head to start the year.
Well, let's check in with Buster Olney right now and the crew from ESPN and get their take on the American League East right now, where it stands with the Yankees and the Rays.
Buster, Yankees and Rays are tied atop the AL East, but New York has lost 3 of its last 4 games. What are people around baseball saying about this division?
Randy, that this is setting up to be the best race in baseball because of how dynamic these two teams are. Look, the Yankees, as you say, they've lost 3 of the tough losses in Milwaukee. But when they're right, you're talking about a team with Aaron Judge and Ben Rice and eventually Giancarlo Stanton coming back. I think this is the best team that Aaron Boone has managed. And on the other side, I just saw the Tampa Bay Rays in Fenway Park the other day. Kevin Cash refers to his offense as chaos because they'll steal bases, they'll bunt, they'll run. They have Junior Caminero. They have Chandler Simpson. Both these teams they rank in the top 2 in the American League in ERA. Eventually, the Yankees are going to get Garrett Cole back, Carlos Rodon back. Nick Martinez leads a staff of strike throwers with the Rays. This will be a fun race to watch all year, in part, Randy, because the teams are so different in how they attack things.
Yeah, it is kind of an old school versus new school sort of grip it and rip it mentality in New York.
I still think the Yankees, like I said, in the long run will pull away. I like the pitching, though. I think, Statway, you could speak to that. The Yankees pitching has been very impressive so far. Nobody expected them to be this good at this point.
And guess who we're getting back now? Carlos Rodon.
Boy, ahí viene el Rondón, el Carlos Rondón. That's what I'm talking about.
We are going to get him back. We are not close with, what's his name, though? Well, we're getting closer with Garrett Cole, though. He's going to make another rehab start on Sunday. And then when he's back, I'm going to really be confident.
How's Bednar been doing in the pen?
Bednar, I got to do some more research on that. Let's look at his stats. Bednar, so far for us, 1-2 record, but a 3.31 ERA, 19 strikeouts. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. He just has to get
somebody's got to groom his guy. Either got to be him or the other kid in the back there. What's his name?
Luis Gil? Luis Hill?
No, the white boy from last year, man.
Schlittler?
No, the reliever. His name is slipping. Oh my God, I get name on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember it.
I'm talking about. Oh man, who are you talking about? Not Max Fried, not Schlittler. We have Will Warren. We have Tim Hill, Jake Bird, Camilo Duvall, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers. We got some new guys.
You done with the reliever?
The reliever, yeah.
It's not the Ryan Yarborough guy.
No, it'll come to me in a second.
This might be a dude who left already, actually. Probably not there no more.
Maybe on IR.
I got you on the back end talking about Stanton. What's going on with him? I mean, he's been...
Stanton's been injured too much, man. I mean, if the Yankees...
He's sadly done.
You think so?
Yeah, man. He's 36. The injuries, his elbows, I don't even think are still fully healed up yet. I mean, when he hit 256 with 3 home runs and 23 hits, but the injuries they suck.
But you always had an awkward kind of swing though, because I used to watch his
legs.
Right, he doesn't use his legs. It's always his box, his talk. And
Exactly.
Like, boy, how do you keep that type of posture?
Which, if he ever used his legs into the stadium, home runs ever, because he wouldn't use his legs and he'd hit them out of the stadium. Like, it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, he doesn't bend much.
Not at all, and he doesn't turn his legs
at the plate. Because I used to watch him when he was in Florida, the Miami Marlins, and the way he used to swing.
Because the first thing you need to do, you got to get some bend in your legs, and you got to turn on that back foot. And
he's
use your legs to generate that power too. He don't do that. He just swings top heavy, and he hits them out.
Heavy. Yeah.
I in his prime, he was a beast, but I think those days are over now. Sad to say, but I think that's what the case is.
That was a gift Rob Jeter gave you also.
Yeah, that was.
Jeter's like, yeah, y'all need this here.
Let me help you all out. Let me do this one for you all.
Oh, boy.
But Jeter, I mean, Jeter giveth and Jeter taketh away. Always remember that.
Oh, man. I think the Miami fans don't put that because, I mean, they ain't nothing been happening for them. I went to a Marlins game last year when I was in Fort Lauderdale, and I think I paid $40, and I was almost close to the plate.
Yeah.
You know?
Marlins got a great stadium, though. Great seats, good energy.
Wrong location, though. Wrong location. I think I understand. I think I kind of get why they put it in the location, but I was like, yeah, nah, that's not going to work.
Hard to get to at times because it's in the middle of all those buildings.
Exactly. That right in the Little Nevada.
Yeah.
Baseball, Cuba. But, bro, you know how Americans go. They kind of xenophobic sometimes. So,
yeah, I feel what you're saying. Yeah, I do.
So
I still like the fact we could park in people's yard to go to a Marlins game. Like
that
how
is
you
hey,
back in the day
that is
by
funny.
Orange Boat.
But no, Donnie. That's happened to the Dolphins game too now with it full depending who playing though.
No, it don't happen anymore like that. I mean,
No, it
may
doesn't.
happen
No.
to a point, but back in the day in the Orange Boat, especially when I was in college, man, you just ride down that road on 8th Street to run all the way down.
You realize?
And the surface streets of stadium where they got houses, and the Joselitos used to come out. Hello, my friend. The parking for the Dolphin game, $5.
I know
$5, $10. You park you have the truck, the $10, the car is the $5. No, park in the yard right there. Like, no. And when you come out, you got about 50 cars in his yard, money off Dolphin games. And your car safe. And then he used to jump slick. When he used to come from the Dolphin game, he used to have the little Cuban streetcar set up right there with all the medianoche sandwich and all the Cuban food, arroz con pollo and everything. So you stay there and you eat too.
Everybody's a smart boy. They know how to make money.
But I was in college. I used to go to the Dolphin game to watch the Dolphins toad cut skin, laugh at Bahamians who I used to see there coming over to watch the game to watch Dolphins toad cut skin. And then I used to look forward to eating good Cuban food at the yard, 10 blocks away.
He doesn't change that. That's still the same, especially like I said, it depends on who comes to play. Because when we went
downtown by the Marlins Stadium, they're doing the same foolishness. Dudes running out the yard, you know, and they got space for 20 cars. They selling 20 parking, but they don't care.
Nobody. That's quick money right there.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I know some people who have a property close to Fort Charlotte. They were thinking about selling parking yesterday for that rally last night, but they were severely disappointed because they didn't have enough heads. And you know, basically, when Fort Charlotte full, when Clifford Park full, you get all the back of Chippenham, St. Albans, Paul Track, all cars all pile up everywhere, parked down by where the zoo used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they had none of that yesterday. None of that yesterday. None of that. So I know they was disappointed. They was looking to make some bare money, but they ain't nothing happening.
Yeah, they try to sneak this in.
Have homeboys like me who go hook them up. I call him today. I say, ain't nothing happening. I can make sure I get you some Michelob Ultra, courtesy of our sponsors, Jimmy Wines and Spirits. But yeah, baseball I think is something that is going to have a lot of players going down the stretch this year. I think there's a lot of parity in baseball due to the free agency moves, due to injuries. Like you just alluded to with Houston, 7 starters injured. That don't help the situation at all.
That's crazy.
But let's check back in with ESPN real quick. Jesse Rogers and David Schoenfeld. They're looking at the early season performances. 2 surprises from that American League East, and then we'll wrap things up with baseball. Though 2 teams going in a different direction. The Tigers were supposed to be the front running favorite. Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you agree, Stat Boy? The Tigers should be the favorite for that division this year.
I 100% thought that it was going to be between the Cleveland Guardians and Detroit Tigers, and now it just looks like the Guardians are a step ahead with the Royals close behind. I mean, the Tigers are in there, but below 500 is surprising to me.
But overall in the American League, the Tigers were one of the favorites to actually, make a run.
Yes, after the season they had last year. Well, I mean, we can say the same for Toronto, too, because they reloaded. Despite losing Bo Bichette, they got the other third baseman from the Nippon League from Japan. And
Correct.
they're 18-21. And I'm quite surprised by that because Toronto was a great team last year.
Bo Bichette. Is he related to Dante Bichette?
Yeah, that's his son.
That's his son. I just can't say that. That's
his son. Yeah, he got big bank from the Mets, and now the Mets are garbage. So,
yeah, what's going on with the Mets, man?
And him and Soto could have been in the Yankees, winning baseball, but no, they want to go to the crappy Mets. So that's what they get.
If they want to be the doormats or the door Mets to the Yankees, it's all good.
Jokes.
All good.
Detroit look like they have some injuries themselves too, because I think
Bednar got hurt.
Yeah, Bednar got hurt.
Sorry,
Skubal.
Yeah,
but they also have the relief pitcher. They started one, Will Vest, the second baseman, Gleyber Torres, the center fielder, Javier Baez. That's a big loss right there. And Kerry Carpenter was the right fielder right now on 10 days injured report. So yeah, they're right now battling some injuries right now.
You know what's going to be interesting though? Will the Angels finally trade your boy this season and let him go to a contender, Mike
To the
Trout?
Yankees, Mike Trout, center field,
Trout?
New York.
I don't think it's up to them. It's up to him though.
That's true.
You know, because it's up to him. Because I think that's the type of clause that he has. When Mike's signed them type of people like, I don't care. I'm committed to this team.
Like
Hell or high water.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he's the type of person. Because he said, I remember one time. I mean, I get you, right? But I mean, he'd been saying that from a long time before he signed his first big contract. He was like, man, I want to stay here. And I was like, bro, you don't get people that type of talent who really want to stay on a team that sucks.
You didn't hear Albert Pujols.
And remember that Albert eventually moved himself too. But Albert was able to win. Albert was able to win, 2 championships with the Cardinals?
Great players want to win. So what's he trying to do? You pair him up with Aaron Judge, boy.
You know, the thing about it is, I don't believe in that loyalty thing like that, though. So, I mean, I don't get it. Because when these owners ready to trade you, they'll trade you.
Exactly.
There ain't no loyalty in sports. You know what I'm saying? There was one point in time, even, crazy like Kobe Bryant wanted to leave. So, man, listen, if you get an opportunity to go, and play somewhere better, especially in baseball where
Kobe never
got the salary
actually
cap.
wanted to leave. That was only baiting and posturing.
I know, but I mean, at least he had the option to. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, listen, I would go somewhere else. But you got people like Mike Trout saying like, I'm gonna stay regardless. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I get you're Hall of Famer, but try at least win one championship. Everybody else doing it. So why are you staying? You could go right up the road to play for the Dodgers.
Don't say that.
I'm just saying, because that's California. Right there.
You go to New York and play for the Yankees.
That means he got to fly across the state. I mean, fly across the country, not even the state, the country.
You're not helping. I need him to get to the Yankee, man. The Yankee got to make a move with somebody this year. Let it be him.
I mean, listen, y'all still there, man. I mean, y'all get a couple of injuries, and like y'all too far behind. The problem I have with y'all is that when postseason comes, and y'all ready to tip, like for some reason y'all start to falter.
Yep.
And then when y'all do make it,
the name of that problem is called our manager.
And then when y'all do make it, like
Mr. Boone,
it was like,
let's get to that clip right now that we got the comparisons. Which direction are they going? Are the Rays for real or are the Tigers in trouble? From the American League, and then we'll wrap up baseball. We'll get into the NBA.
Welcome to the Week 6 Power Rankings. I'm Dave Schoenfield. That's Jesse Rogers. Jesse, we had the same top 5 teams, although I had the Yankees number 1. You had the Dodgers still up there. But a new team in the top 5, climbing rapidly, the Tampa Bay Rays. I don't know. I didn't see this coming. How about you?
No, I didn't. They're kind of your perennial 500 team that hangs around the wild card race because they can't spend enough money to really push themselves forward. But this year they're getting sort of peak version of some guys. Diaz at the top of that list, man. That's a good hitter. Aranda, Caminero, that's a fearsome threesome right there. I don't know if they're that deep offensively, but what they're getting on the mound, Nick Martinez, oh my God. This could be sort of peak healthy version of the Rays on the mound. We haven't always seen that. McClanahan has come back and he's looking better. Rasmussen is looking good. I like this pitching staff probably more than the lineup, though. Again, I do like the top of this lineup. And we're talking about a depressed American League. Yep. And even in depressed AL East, we rarely say that. So they might be able to take advantage here and stay in the race, certainly in the wild card race, if not the division race. They don't have the pedigree the Yankees have. But this is a team that on the mound can get it done.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like it's a little smoke and mirrors. They're 8-1 in one-run games. But, hey, they've done this before, come out of nowhere. I think they're going to be in there. One team that I think we're both worried about, the Detroit Tigers. They still come in at number 8, but Tarek Skubal, bone chips, he's going to be out 2 to 3 months. Framber Valdez just got hammered the other night. How worried are we about the Tigers right now?
Yeah, I can't believe. Now, maybe this was I can't believe like the Reds and the Mariners and even the A's, Rangers, Phillies are all behind the Tigers. That's going to change as the Skubal news takes effect on the Tigers. They've got all sorts of pitching injuries. They're terrible on the road. Their offense has been decent, mostly at home. They're in a depressed division, the AL Central, so they'll still be around the race. But I can't believe they're as high as 8. That's gonna change as we move on here, and they play without Skubal.
Yeah, I think so. One thing Detroit wanted to do this year was cut down on their strikeouts on offense. We saw that was a big problem in the playoffs. They've done that, but it hasn't led to any more runs. So, and their offense got a lot of great performances from kind of their second-tier players last year, this year. Now you got the pitching injuries. Detroit might be in trouble.
Could be in trouble. I agree. I think Detroit definitely could be in trouble. Even though it's early on, I think they could be in trouble. Saving grace for them. They're in a crappy division. Maybe they get some people healthy and can make a run at the division or a wild card. But I don't know. I think it's pretty much done for Detroit right now with all their expectations that they had going into the season. What say you, Stott or Mega on that situation there?
Yeah, like I was saying, right now, because of the amount of injuries they have too, I think that's the big hindrance right there with them. It's so much you could do, and you get that's half of the team right there. I called off earlier on injured, and so it's hard for you to to catch ground, especially when you're playing teams and you losing these games, and then these other teams. It's kind of hard. So yeah, I kind of understand what he was saying. Like I said, the injuries right now play is always a hindrance when you got a lot of your starting team.
Right, injured.
It's because baseball is played almost like every day. It be that go from you being from first in just a week.
In a week's time.
Right. So he got a point there. But yeah, 10-day on injured, 15-day, but that don't have to be at all, but especially in this division. But like you said, this division right now is still kind of open. There's not really nobody running away with it right now. So they have a chance. But if these injuries keep up, yeah. Summertime it's get kind of harder. It's get a little more tougher. But right now they only 2.5 games out. I still give them a chance. But like I said, with these injuries, yeah, you go from right now fifth to last in no time.
Yeah, that is like some of the pitfalls with baseball. When you do get a bunch of starters injured at the same time, it could cause you to go into a free fall where you could have been in first this week and by next week you trailing, and sometimes you can't recover, sometimes you can recover. So let's see. But that's a lot of injuries for Houston and for Detroit at the same time. That's a lot of injuries.
Boy, that take you out quick. That take you out of standards there quick.
And then, like Detroit, that pitching staff, everybody injured. So you basically bringing up minor leaguers. So at some point, they're going to get teed off on because they ain't ready.
No.
They started the season in minor league.
That won't take long either. Exactly just like how you say. That doesn't take long. Because like you said, they're starting right now. Okay, so you have Skubal injured, on 15 IL. And then you got, I think his name is Valdez, I think if I remember. I think he's suspended, I think. The other starting pitcher, I think his name was Franberg, I think, if I remember correctly. But he was suspended. And then let me pull this up for a second. Okay, yeah. So they have Jack Flaherty right now is the only healthy pitcher, they starting pitcher right now. Everybody else is on injured. So
that gonna put you in a problem like fast, unless you got to make a trade for another stopgap starter or bring up arms from your minor leagues.
Right. See, Cassie Miz is 15 days. Justin Verlander is 15 days. Skubal is 15 days. That's 4 of your 5 starters in rotation injured.
And so that means you gotta stop the bleeding for at least 2 weeks. At least.
And like you said, you're relying on guys who coming up from the minor league system to try bail you out. And that's almost, I wouldn't say impossible, but that'd be a hard task to do.
That's a hard hill to climb. All right, we got to take a quick break. Flip side of the break, we'll be into the 12 o'clock hour. We'll talk NBA. Sixers play at 3:30 today, down 3-0 to the New York Knicks. Do the Knicks sweep it up today, or do the Sixers fight back and claw on and grab at least one game? You also have the Spurs getting ready to position themselves with a commanding 3-1 lead over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Can Wemby and those guys get it done today and move up 3-1? And we'll talk about the other remaining series as well as in the NBA. And that's all coming up in the 12 o'clock hour, all right? This is the Press Box brought to you by The Island Game, KFC Nassau, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, Michelob Ultra, Green Parrot, Margaritaville PI, and Harborside Marine.
The world is changing. It's bringing new challenges, but also new opportunities. The truth is, our economy always left too many Bahamians out. Now we're opening new doors in agriculture, tourism, energy, entrepreneurship, providing grants, scholarships, national service, and upskilling. A new generation is rising, and we're finally moving in the right direction, building an economy that includes everyone.
Paid for by the PLP.
KFC got that crispy onions crunch. Take a bite, it's a smile. Sweet onion sauce drip, happy running down my side. Pepper jack cheese, bring a little playful wow. Burrito bun soft like a cloud on this ride. KFC, taste the sweet side of things. Every single bite, so litty. Got my whole crew doing that thing. Crispy onion, sweet onion sauce. Pepper jack cheese, going on.
Introducing the new Sweet Chicky Chicken Sandwich at KFC.
Let's get chicky with it.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we put guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games. We can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We're back at you on the Sunday edition of the Press Box, all brought to you by The Island Game, KFC Nassau, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, Michelob Ultra, Green Parrot, Margaritaville PI, and Harborside Marine. All right, Stat Boy and Mega, we're back. It's time to talk NBA. I don't know, look like it's getting a little late and a little dark for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Hey, but you know what I just realized, though? You know what I just realized?
What?
Meg wasn't on last week's show. So I know you have plenty of things to probably say about the Lakers, understandably so.
Man, listen.
We went one round further than y'all, so just taper it a little bit, all right?
The reason why I wasn't on last week's show is because I worked last week. That's what happened.
Okay, respectable.
So, but
I just saying it wasn't here.
I was just going to say, I wasn't ducking that because I was going to come in and asking Bosh, to be honest, because I was disgusted.
No, I would be too. Like I am feeling now for the Lakers.
Well, hold on. First of all, you was working on what? I hear you was working on your belly. I hear your belly did break down. That's what I did here.
No, but I was working on my belly, but it was related. Let's put it like that.
No time like the present, though. Expound on what happened to your Celtics, though. If you want to get off on them now, you can. But what really did happen?
Listen, I think Boston lived by the 3, they died by the 3.
Yeah, but hold on. Considering the injuries y'all had all year, though, Mega, y'all did way better than everybody thought y'all would do.
Listen, well, I didn't expect the Boston Celtics to be the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. I didn't see it happening. I didn't expect Jaylen Brown to really be the leader that he could have and lead that team to, having the second best record in the Eastern Conference. And some of those games I saw us won against OKC and we split with San Antonio, and I was impressed. And then to see Jason Tatum come back so fast, because I wasn't expecting him to come back at all. And I mean, medicine and science has really improved over, the last 20, 30 years. But when I saw Game 7, it was a game time decision, and he didn't play. I was like, this is a toss-up game. But I got to give MB some credit. He played his butt off in that game, because I see him as basically almost dog over this, tongue on his mouth, fighting for everything. I must give him credit for that, even though I feel like, it was just a time wasted because seeing what happened in this series. They fight for it, man, and VJ played his butt off, and I was, VJ impressed me as a rookie. He wasn't scared of the stage, and but to see him come back and nothing.
The moment was big for him. He was ready to go.
Yeah, VJ look like he ain't scared of nothing, bro. VJ to me in 5 years, we can be wearing his jerseys and everything around now, so because he can be one of them top 10 superstars in the NBA. But
we rocking him now.
He rocking it out, but I mean, it's going to be more.
Oh yeah.
You can see plenty of them like that. Right?
He's going to be a superstar.
Right, that's what I mean. Because you don't see much Buddy Hield and DeAndre Ayton jerseys. I see 1 or 2 around now. So
no, I know Ayton. No Ayton.
No, but you can see plenty VJ. You can even see Celtic. It don't matter who he is. Beam is going to be proud of that boy just to see how he maturing in front of us in the NBA. I actually watched Sixers games this year because of him.
You on my dad.
So imagine how I felt watching VJ games. I haven't put up, but I was like, I hate this brother, but boy, that's my boy guy. I don't know right now. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of happy about it. But the 3-point to me, I mean, the game is spaced out right now, but everybody can't be Steph Curry. I think Steph Curry, I kind of sometimes agree with Rob Parker when he says Steph Curry ruined the game because everybody will shoot a 3 now. Nobody want to play post up. Even the big man like Embiid won't be on the line. But carry it inside the zone. I mean, inside the lane and actually the ball inside the post. As good as Wemby is, I hate to see big man like Wemby by the 3-point line or Jokic them. But you 7 foot, all you gotta do is have a 1-2 step turn around. Like what you learn from Hakeem Olajuwon?
These dudes could shoot though. The problem with Jokic is he can't defend.
No, see, I understand if you can shoot, right? But rely on that when you got like nobody can stop you. But nobody can stop you inside the post.
Yeah, no,
if they can stop you in the post, then go there.
Agree.
Pull them out there. But if they can't stop you in the post, Tim Duncan teach you this all day. Backboard.
Them days of the Dream and Tim Duncan and Shaq and you and they long gone.
And this is why the viewership of the game is going down.
Mega. I don't know where she's listening from, but MJ just texted me and said, let Megan know the Celtics wish they had Wemby to be standing up by the 3-point line.
I know MJ is getting up and just going to little. They say that's why it's here. Where are they going, man? Nobody likes me, man.
The only problem I have with Wemby, and this annoys the crap out of me with him, Wemby would drive the lane with 4 dudes beneath him and dunk them to the ground, land on 2 feet. Wemby would make a pump fake 3-pointer, land on 2 feet. Wemby will drive across the lane and hit a floater, a contested floater. Wemby does have a wide open dunk, absolutely wide open. He's dunked the ball and fall down, break up his friggin' self. Excuse me. I mean, I can't. How many times you seen him dunk the ball by himself and lick down for no reason?
Yeah, I think what you doing, boy?
You just dunk over Giannis and 2 other dudes like a monster and stare them down and bounce up the court. Now you got a wide open breakaway. You dunk the ball reverse and you lick down and end up in the front row. What happened to you, man?
I don't know, boy. That Frenchie boy, I don't know.
I listen, you see, I ain't gonna lie. Then you get spoiled by Tony Parker, who could come in and be smooth on everything. You got to root for Wemby. The battle of the Frenchmen. One is the small Frenchman, one is the big Frenchman. The little Frenchman was doing his thing in San Antonio. The big Frenchman doing it, but he and his coordinator is Tony Parker now. And just take a second out. Tony, you can say what you want about Tony, personally, on the court, was a brilliant point guard for that San Antonio Spurs team.
Tony's in the Hall of Fame.
I think he is. If not, he should be. But I most believe him, Manu, Duncan, and a couple others from that Spurs squad.
Yeah, they're in the Hall.
But when you look at Tony Parker, though, night in and night out, Tony was a very underrated, quiet. For a period of time in the NBA, the two best point guards didn't get any publicity, and they were Tony Parker and Darren Williams.
And Tony, I don't know, because they used to look at the San Antonio Spurs as this boring team, is why he never got that.
Yeah, but
bang. He should have.
I look at it.
Guard, you're gonna hate me for saying this, but listen, Steve Nash had to have a run as the best point guard in the NBA. He had to.
Yes, Steve Nash, the NBA Tiefin, outside son, the demon spawn child of the devil, David Stern. Yes, he was one of the greatest point guards in the league at a period of time, but he wasn't no damn MVP.
No, I'm not. You can
No,
say
he
that,
doesn't
but
MVP now.
if you're gonna put Deron Williams up there, you have to Steve was way better than Deron Williams. Now, if you want to talk
right, when I said that, I said for a period of time.
I still think over all the career years of Darren Williams' prime that Steve Nash was better, or at least arguable with.
Look at the numbers. The numbers were there, but Darren was putting up good numbers, and his teams were winning. I'm talking about playing the position of point guard. I'm taking nothing away from Nash. You can put Nash in that conversation.
Because Steve, them with that 7 seconds or less, them boy, man, what they had 60 win years, high 50 win years, conference finals runs. They didn't win no championship, but neither did Deron Williams. Now, see, Tony Parker's a different thing. Because people forget, when the Spurs swept the Cavaliers, when LeBron carried that team to the finals in 2007, I'm fairly certain Tony Parker was the finals MVP that year. And it wasn't Tim Duncan.
And I'll be honest with you, too.
When they swept LeBron?
You could put Stockton in that conversation as well, too. But those were guys who were playing the position like a point guard should be played. They were pure points.
Exactly.
So I look at it from that perspective. I mean, you got other people that play point guard like today that can turn around and play two guard or play small forward. That's how the league has evolved.
Who would be a good person in that description? You say.
Of today, the closest point guard. The only one I can think of.
Who could play? Would you say Steph Curry?
Curry changed it up. He's a combo guard. I would say the most pure point, who's like elite of today, has to be Halliburton, but he's way more chaotic than those guys.
Yeah, but the problem with I get with point guard.
Tyrone Maxey in there too.
Yeah, but
Tyrese.
Tyrese, not Tyrone. Tyrese.
But my problem with the point guards of the day, if my point guard is my number one option, I have a problem with that. I got the person who's the general ball handler also be my number one option. That's a problem. That's a problem to me. I need my floor general to be maybe the second or third, but you can't be the number one option and score.
Well, Tyrese is definitely number 2 to Embiid.
Right. But see, that's the problem. That's the problem with James Harden. James Harden is what do you say he's the primary scorer? No, it's Donovan Mitchell. But he's also the primary ball handler.
Yeah.
For a lot of years when he was in Houston. And that's why to me they never made anywhere.
They just built badly around him too. But I at the same time, Harden was never a championship player to me. And I used to love James Harden's game. Like at a point in time, favorite player in the league, but he's not a championship point guard. He's not.
You can say that about Westbrook too.
Him as well. He's another great example.
You can't be the primary ball handler and the number one option. You're not going to win.
And then on a far lower level, that's the same case with Bradley Beal and John Wall and a lot of these cats.
Now you're getting my point. All those guys, none of those guys have never won a championship. Like who's the last primary ball handler and number one scoring option to win a championship?
Oh, well, that's definitely... Well, recently, it's Shea. Then after that, it would have to be Steph Curry. But the thing with Steph Curry that's different is Steph Curry played in a system and really helped to create the system with a style of play of off-ball movement. See, he runs around and gets free. He plays like a two-guard who's coming off the screens, fighting off the pin downs and gets open on the wing or the corner or top of the key. But then he could also get the ball and pick and roll and get to the rock and finish. And Curry's just one of those rare all-time greats.
Yeah, but
he's up there.
even with Steph Curry, I wouldn't even say he was the primary ball handler because Draymond used to bring the ball down, down the golf
That's fair.
and all Curry doing was running all day. You just chasing behind him, getting tired.
But that system that Steve Kerr helped to build when he got hired there in 2015, that system is also like all-time great because they move without the ball.
Right.
And that's what you notice when teams can move without the ball and pass the ball around like the Spurs are doing right now. And OKC does it to a far smaller level too. But see, they foul bait a lot. That's the difference. But like the Spurs, they're going to be so dangerous if they face off against OKC. Too dangerous. Move without the ball, and then you got Wemby. It's crazy.
Yeah, he did.
The only thing is that the playoffs are a different thing. So OKC, we've seen them win a championship, and they haven't been defeated yet. So I get why people will say they're the team to beat because they definitely are. But I think the Spurs, man, they could have something for them.
I think the Spurs got something for OKC. Because not only have they beaten them, I think they got there in their mind now. You see what I'm saying?
Of course.
And then you get the team's head. That's totally different.
Yeah, that is totally different.
Because Chet can't handle Wemby. That's the thing right there. Chet's feasting on all these teams with the Suns ain't had no big to mess with Chet. We don't have no big to mess with Chet. But when he goes against Wemby, raps. Chet's going to be the first one you notice in that series. He's going to look like dog water.
I mean, how DeAndre Ayton looking?
Bro, that's Ayton though. That's Ayton.
He look like donkey water.
Ayton is. We're not well equipped to beat that Thunder team. We're gonna get likely swept. They may give us a game out of sympathy, but I don't even think they're gonna do that because they're undefeated. No. They're 7-0 to start the playoffs. I think they want to sweep their way through.
Correct. They want to make a statement.
Last night wasn't looking like they were trying to give you all no Mason.
No man.
You trying to embarrass you all at home?
They didn't even have the whistle that they had in game 2, and they still played good. Shea shot 7 of 20, and they still were good.
Listen, y'all went to the line 25 times to that 10, or 26 times to that 10.
Yeah, we had the whistle tonight at home, or last night at home. It just, but you know what irks me too, though? And I was talking with my dad about this. See, I don't want to really get on him because he's had such a great season for us, but Luka's not even practicing 5-on-5 right now with that hamstring, and it's been about 4 or 5 weeks. I watched Jared Vanderbilt go up on an attempted block on Shea, or it might have been, and his bone popped out of his pinky, full dislocation, and he snapped it back in place, missed the game, and was playing last night. And Luka can't do 5-on-5 practice drills for us. That's irking me right now.
Yeah, but Luka is also on franchise too. That's a little difference.
Yeah, that too.
Playoffs. You want to win?
Yeah, nobody cares Jared Vanderbilt pop his pinky out and don't play basketball no more. Everybody cares Luka re-injured that hamstring and don't play for a while. So come on.
A lot of these guys don't have that heart. Because let me bring up another example. I don't know if you all saw it live, but if you saw the game that Ant had against the Nuggets, where his entire left leg bent backwards. I swear, I watched this. He was back in 9 days. Now, a hyperextension is a bit different, and it's all about pain tolerance. But still, that injury was horrific. Look, that was ugly. And he's back out there in 9 days. He fast-tracked multiple weeks to 9 days. Some people have the dog in them, and some don't. That's just my opinion.
I just think, though, too, people understand the realization is this Lakers team is in build right now to beat San Antonio, OKC, or Minnesota.
Yeah, we can't. We definitely can't.
So, they just realistically, they're just being realistic to say, listen, we don't have Luka. Yeah, we can't go nowhere right now.
Yeah, we're slightly better built than what's their name? The Nuggets. That's all.
Right.
Just bad defensive teams.
You know, like Barkley said, they just obligated to talk about the Lakers, but y'all know the Lakers wasn't getting nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's just ESPN and Fox Sports just need to create that narrative to say we got to talk about them. So let's make it.
Because LeBron's over there, and it's LA, and then Luka's over there. And
right, you know what I'm saying?
Ratings,
everybody else who watches basketball knows, but y'all can't compete with those 3 young teams.
I mean, it's looking like I'm going to get 3 of my 4. Y'all messed that up, so thank you, Meg. I didn't think the Knicks would get there. I don't even know for the East. I don't even that seems wide open. The Knicks winning the East right now, very well.
I think the way the Knicks played that last game, I think the finals.
I do as well.
I admit that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, but boy, I tell you, I don't want to see the Knicks make the finals against the Spurs because they own the Spurs.
They do.
Yeah,
Playoffs
they do.
is a complete different thing.
But
That's the first stage for all that.
What's Wild West? The GM down in New York. He put together sort of team. When they traded for Mikal Bridges for those 3 number 1 picks, I was like, "What the hell y'all doing?"
What y'all doing?
It looked like it working. So
no, it really does.
So I gotta give them props for it.
Yeah, Leon Rose, and they've been right there the past couple of years. The Knicks have been right there. Last year they just took on a team that when the Pacers come back, they'll be running the East. I really think so. But this year, I think the Knicks can get it done. The Pistons ain't gonna be no slouch, but the Knicks and Pistons played last year, and the Knicks got it done in 6. So that should be a 7-game series this time around. 6 or 7 games again.
Yeah, but the Pistons have shown me a lot more things this year too. They're a lot more resilient.
That's true.
All right, this is breaking right now, so we're gonna go to it. But Brian Windhorst with an update, okay, via ESPN. We were just talking about the Celtics and what they may need to do. Mega, I need to know what you know on this, and Statboy, I need to know what you know on this because I know this is one of your favorite players. But apparently, the Celtics are now thinking about making an aggressive move for Giannis.
Yeah, I've been hearing these things. I've been seeing that. We shall if y'all get it done, ain't no excuse why y'all shouldn't win the East. Ain't no excuse.
Because I think they're gonna try to move Jaylen Brown.
That's the key ticket right there. He's the component to get moved.
I don't think you should move Jaylen Brown.
No, I think who else is gonna move? You can't move Jason Tatum.
True.
Tatum is younger than
And ain't no picks, but at the same time, so that Jays duo, when you look at them, I don't know about a duo who's had more playoff success and who needs each other. It's like a symbiotic relationship as players.
When you talk about
Tatum and Brown,
a combo wing defender, those two right there at the top.
Well, let's hear from Windhorst, and then we could offer our take on it once we hear from Brian Windhorst and ESPN.
Cool.
But yeah, this is breaking. Apparently, the Celtics are going to make a hardcore move to try and get Giannis into Beantown sooner rather than later. So this could actually go down during the playoffs as well.
Offices right now.
So Brad Stevens, he hasn't done his end of year discussion yet. As soon as I saw Jason Tatum, and I know that they said it was a knee, and I can't prove that it wasn't.
Right.
But as soon as I saw Jason Tatum on the bench, putting his thumb into the back of his calf, I was like, because I know that there are occasions when Achilles injuries come from nowhere.
Right.
Fortunately, it hasn't happened to me. But the people that I've talked to who've had Achilles injuries, it rarely doesn't come from anywhere. Obviously we have these terrible instances of Durant and Halliburton where they had injuries, but sometimes they're like, yeah, my Achilles was sore or my calf was sore. And one thing I wonder, and he has never said this, but I wonder, was Jason Tatum's right calf sore last year? Was his Achilles sore?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's touching that calf. And I was thinking, as soon as I saw him touching the calf, I was like, oh man.
Look out.
And I don't blame him for 1 iota of a second. And so now they have to ask themselves in Boston, is this team that we have and this trio, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum, if they're all healthy, can they still compete to win championships? I think the answer is yes, but they may go through an evaluation period. The other thing is, in the NBA, 1 out of 3 on a 3-point shot is considered good, acceptable, because 1 out of 3 on a 3 is the same as 2 out of 4 on a 2, 6 points. Okay, I'm sorry, 3 out of 6 on a 2. 1 out of 4 is the same. 1 out of 3 is 33% on a 2 is the same with 50% on. I'm messing this all up. You understand the math?
I understand.
I clearly don't. I didn't go to Michigan. I went to Kent State.
Okay.
Or Northwestern. I saw you. I didn't know you went to Northwestern grad school.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
So basically 2 3-point shots equals 3 2-point shots.
That's right.
There you go.
1 out of 3 is just as good as 2 out of 6. So 3 out of 6. So 1 out of 3 is considered acceptable in NBA shooting. 3-pointers. 2 out of 5, $20 million a year, $25 million a year. You shoot 40% on threes. Boston has been on their 3-point kick for 5 years now, okay? In the top 3 in 3-point attempts for 5 consecutive years. Even before Joe Mazzulla got there, they were already working. Now, Mazzulla poured gas on it.
Yeah.
But for 5 years now, In 2 of those 5 years, they've reached the finals. 40%. This is, with NBA three-point standards, would be considered excellent, praiseworthy. They've shot their threes for 5 years. They've gone to the finals twice. To get to the finals, they're 1-1. Pretty good. LeBron would take 500 in the finals. He would take it right now. So you ask yourself, are you cool with that? You probably got 3 or 4 years left of Tatum and Brown's prime. Hopefully nobody gets injured again. You can't predict that. Are you cool with 2 out of 4, 2 out of 5? Because that's their strategy is essentially the three-pointer. When it goes in, my God, it's glorious. When it goes out, you're like, why are you shooting it? They're 2 out of 5. So do they want to stick with that? Are they? I know what Joe Mazzulla feels. Mazzulla is borderline defiant. And so the question is, are you going to stick with it? You continue to shoot the threes.
And so that's the conversation they're going to have.
Right.
But what about a certain sense of wanderlust potentially? I mean, right? I mean, at the end of the day, the threes didn't go in and Embiid was unguardable because they didn't have somebody to guard him.
Right.
And thus, we're now talking about the Celtics game planning for future seasons.
Okay, so the thing about whenever people talk about Giannis, like, for example, Masai Ujiri was just hired as the president of the Mavericks yesterday, and people were like, Masai tried to get Giannis in Toronto. They have connections. They have African roots that are important to them. People have said, well, Masai tried to trade for Giannis. That doesn't make sense to me. The Bucks are the future of the Mavericks is a 19-year-old. You're not trading for a 31-year-old. And I see other teams like this too that are like Houston, for example. Well, I know Durant's older, but their whole core is younger. It doesn't make sense to put a guy in his 30s. Boston's a different story. The window with Tatum and Brown is comparable, I think, to the window with Giannis. I think, you never know, but you could sell yourself on that. So you're going to ask yourself, and even if it's not Giannis, really the question is, do you break up Brown and Tatum for a different pairing? Because if you're still going to shoot the three, you're not trading for Giannis. The guy doesn't shoot threes. If you believe in your 40%, you're going to accept your 40%. You're going to shoot the three next year. You're not trading for Giannis. Which you wouldn't do. I'm just saying, like, Embiid shoots threes. So, are they continuing to shoot the three? If the answer is yes, I think Derek White, Tatum, and Brown are staying together. If the answer is anything but yes, if it's maybe or we'll see or let's think about it, that's because the thing about it is you have to understand when it comes to the Bucks, they don't control their draft for like the next 4 years. When I say they don't control, they've either traded the pick or they've traded the swap. So a Giannis trade can't bring back a rebuild. And not only that, but they're about to flatten the lottery odds so that if you get in the relegation zone, you may not get a top pick. In fact, you may end up with the 10th pick if you have the worst record under the new proposal. So if you're going to make a deal to Milwaukee, like that's what happened. Like Golden State at the trade deadline said, hey, we're going to trade you 4 firsts. Like, we don't control our draft the next 4 years. Draymond Green and 4 first-round picks does not help us next year when we don't control our pick. So if it's a real player, like one of the Celtics, I'm not going to get aggregated or whatever. Like that's
sure.
So what you're asking is not unreasonable, but I don't have the clarity in how the Celtics are thinking about it.
Well, I mean, if you say, I think you don't have the clarity of it because you're an information man and you're a lead pipe wielding professional, but picking up what you said here, if you've got a coach in Joe Mazzulla who damn well could be coach of the year based on what happened.
I'd voted for him for coach of the year.
Makes sense. And he's, what you said, defiant is what you said?
I mean,
like he's
like you say, Joe, why did you shoot 56 threes? And he said, we should have shot 57.
So don't you have your answer? Right.
Well, certainly
and
the
you
way
also
he plays.
And you also have the guys who can do it. When it goes in, it's as you
which
said,
is
Lord,
why
Peyton Pritchard, he just probably woke up this morning shooting.
Which is why if you ask me what I think they're running it back. With obviously they got to get a big men.
Who would that person be then? Like who might be in markets, right, for that sort of thing?
Well, they tore their team. They didn't think they didn't know what they're going to have Tatum, and they didn't want to pay the luxury tax. They tore their team down. They traded Porzingis. They let Al Horford walk, what have you.
Right.
They had to build. They'd have to go get some big men to build their team back up.
Right.
But I mean, really, what you're asking is, are Tatum, Brown, and White staying together?
Right.
I would wager on it staying together, but I don't think it's a no-brainer. I think it comes down to whether or not you want to continue to play the same style of basketball.
Okay. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single.
I don't know, guys. I think I keep Tatum and Brown together.
Yeah,
And get other pieces and build around them. Giannis is a little long in the tooth, too. And you got to bring not one, but two brothers. Giannis and what's the next brother name, Sancho?
Thanasis, Alexis, Kostas.
All of them.
A bunch.
Yeah. And if your percentage is 40% from the 3-point line, I just find some big man, some rim protector in the free agency and just lead. Because like you say, Sancho, them two boys been together from day one. You know, they were drafted a year behind each other. So
I don't think you break up that duo because they genuinely like each other too. Like it's not even animosity type of.
No, they won a championship. They played in the finals. They 50% in the finals.
They've been in like what 6 conference finals?
6 conference finals, bro. And you get a chance every year with them. No man, I wouldn't break them up. I would just go in free agency and see if I could find somebody who could. And when you got to play a Philly, man, I don't even think NBA can be around that long.
Me neither. And they're about to get swept up by the what's their name? The Knicks. Swept up.
The problem with the Philly is the game speed is so fast for him. When he comes there, he slows it down. Maxey and
because he has to clog the paint. Exactly.
Yeah. Maxey and VJ just get that at a different pace. So. If I was the Celtics, I would keep them and just find somebody in free agency or draft a big man when you go to play games because a Wemby you got to play.
I think and you know what? In fairness, I mean I love to call them the Celtics because I'm a Laker, but in fairness, that roster y'all had all year won 56 games and Tatum missed about what almost 76
of the
game
of the season.
So
what that tells you?
Fully healthy, retool a little bit. 56.
Yeah, I said build around those two pieces.
Yeah, y'all could be right back up there. Keep Derek White, and y'all could be right back up there with a team like and Pritchard.
Listen,
Pritchard, but
and go and trade for Ja Morant.
Hey, now I mean his value's ridiculously low, so it could work.
Boy, you put him there, he rejuvenates the career. He's a double give every night, feeding off of Tatum and Dingham, and he becomes the new Tiny Archibald.
My only
how
thing
Tiny was back in the day for those Celtics championship teams. What?
Can he adjust his game style to be more of a facilitator and know when to attack and when not to attack?
That's
he's had free reign in Memphis.
I think the beauty of it is Stevens, if he brings him in, and Majiri, the coach,
Zula, yeah.
He's the guy that could go in stretches and relieve Tatum and Brown with the scoring. You could actually have Ja Morant on that court with a Pritchard and somebody else. That way you slide Ja to the 2. You got White on the floor at the small forward. You got pieces there.
You could run a great second unit that he could
actually lead that second unit in volume scoring when those guys are out.
I definitely agree.
When he's needed to break down the middle, you put Tim ball, you give it to Ja, and boom, let him break it down one to the rim. I like that in playoff basketball because now if he don't make the bucket, he gets fouled and he's on the line.
He's going to need to really learn though how to run like the right plays, the cutting, the pick and rolls, the off ball movement.
I think the coach in Boston is the perfect coach for him. I think
these are the type
if they make a trade, he sits him down from day one. Say, this is what I need you to do. Here's your playbook, learn it, and go do it. And I think Ja's smart enough now to know that he got a second chance with a major franchise to do something well.
Yeah, he ought to take full reins of it because he was solid in Memphis, but nowadays he's not even all-star no more. I think he's a 2-time all-star in 22 and 3. But
hold on, he's coming off a bunch of major injuries last year. He's still very young, still hasn't hit his prime. And like I said, he could be a 17-point, 8 or 9 assist, 4 or 5 rebound guy for the Celtics night in and night out. And when they need him to step up and carry it, he can. God forbid. Okay, Tatum's injury this year, a Ja Morant on that team with Brown. Yeah, they did well without him, but they would have done the same thing with a Ja Morant there.
That's fair.
He picks up the scoring and he steps in and he could score night in. And Boston doesn't have a true point guard. They don't.
No, he does.
I mean, Pritchard is the guy mostly trying to do that.
And Ja can play good defense too. He's pesky. So I think,
If they could land him, pretty solid.
All right, look what Desmond Bain did. Change the scenery from Memphis to Orlando this year. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's completely fair, but at the same time, it's a bit of differences because they're two different positions, and then Orlando did the exact same thing as last year. Ultimately,
Agreed. I'm just talking about the change of scenery. I know it's
Oh yeah,
a lot of different components for the players and how they landed up.
I
But,
think they'll tear that whole team down because of Jackson Jr. He's gone too.
and you know where he need to go? Los Angeles.
No, don't say it. No.
Why are we getting him if we're gonna actually be the ones to get Giannis?
I don't want Giannis. There goes another old experiment. Been there, done that, got the T-shirt. He's not in his prime anymore. Do I have to break out the LeBron script and just take out LeBron?
You wouldn't like a 31-year-old
Giannis?
Giannis in LA going to be 32.
Maybe better than Ayton right now.
I would.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's not hard to do, but significantly he's better. Yeah.
Give me a moment to reflect on that.
You're gonna want Giannis, all right, with Luka and with Reeves.
Listen, now, all right. Let me think on it a little bit.
No LeBron, because LeBron can be the next year.
Now we got a great Rich Eisen taking us home today on what's more likely. He's going to talk about Kyler Murray, the AFC South, the AFC North, NBA playoffs, and the WNBA. So that's all coming up to take us home. But before we get there, we got to talk some NFL. Now I need to hear the breakdown from Baltimore in the AFC from Sancho. I need a breakdown of the 49ers, and thank you again for Mr. Winters. I appreciate our new linebacker. My God.
Hey, big swap, don't forget that.
That's basically what it was, a grandiose
That's basically what it was.
swap.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But it is what it is. I need to hear from you in San Francisco. You all will hear from me as far as the Cowboys go. But before we do that, let's look at some NFL news. First and foremost, the Colts better hold on to Anthony Richardson. I know they didn't give him his fifth-year option, but don't trade him now. I don't think Daniel Jones is ready to go day one for the season,
No, he's not. And he's not that great.
And I know Daniel Jones. I miss him in New York because that was two short wins for my Cowboys every year because Daniel Jones sucks.
I mean, he was good last year, though. He was really, really good last year. You got to give it to him.
Yeah, before he got hurt.
Before he recover and what kind of player is he when he comes back?
I think it's because he fits so well with the system. And then with Anthony Richardson, the interesting thing with him is his abilities are almost a curse. Like they're a gift and a curse at the same time. The speed, the size, the strength. This dude, this dude is great. Like a physical talent. But then he makes so many costly fumbles. He gets careless. He doesn't understand the basics almost. It's like you got to master the basics. That's what took Daniel Jones far with the Colts.
I think Richardson still has a great skill set. I don't think he needs to be thrown to the wolves yet.
No, I don't think so either. But I mean, this is his fifth or sixth season.
This is fourth season going into his fifth, I think.
Yeah, he's going into his fifth year now. I'm gonna have to see something. I mean, there's some team out there who
if he gets a chance to play, maybe that like I said is a good audition for another team.
I think if you send Richardson to a team like Arizona right now, they'll be a solid team. Or not solid, but you'll see him be better. You'll see the offense be better, and they'll sneak.
They could grow together. The offense could grow a bunch of young players.
Exactly. But I think Indianapolis and Richardson, that's something that's not going to work out. They gave Jones a contract this offseason. They clearly have some faith in him. Irsay's daughter is making her moves. She's seeing something in him, so hey, is what it is.
Ever since let me tell you something. Y'all don't understand what Sam Darnold has done for the faith and confidence for these quarterbacks that start off with, struggling careers and all of a sudden they feel like they can get to that mountaintop now. They can thank Sam Darnold for that.
Yeah, but you got to be in a good.
You can be in a good system,
position.
But I mean, Daniel Jones was in a good position last year with that Colts team.
He was, but Sam Darnold, when you go under what's his name, Kyle Shanahan with the 49ers, and you learn. Yeah. Like these dudes don't have that Shanahan experience that he had. He needed that. Then he went to Minnesota, he tore it up, and then Minnesota said, well, we don't want to pay you all that money. They made the mistake. They could have been right in the NFC Championship game. They built that defense and O-line a little bit better, but he went to the Seahawks and boom.
And he said it himself too. He said, but I learned a lot from Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy.
Because I'm telling you, if Darnold didn't go to the 49ers, I don't know what he would have been in this league. That helped him a lot.
It did. Let me give you some other little news headlines, and then we'll, get to hear from you on Baltimore and Mega on San Francisco. I'll chime in on Dallas, and then we got to have the picture ready. All right, because we got a hard wrap at 44. Jets re-signed running back Brees Hall to an extension worth up to $45.75 million.
Honestly, pick up that year. Let's go.
Harbaugh decision on OBJ could wait until camp. I think that's a nice way of saying thanks, but no thanks. I think OBJ is washed personally.
I want to say this one more time.
Where's Harbaugh again? Is that Jim or
Giants? Jim is with the Chargers and John is with the Giants.
I'm trying to figure out which Harbaugh we're talking about in a second.
Yeah, John. Jim and the Chargers. I don't know, doing whatever.
I'm referring to the Giants organization.
Well, that can be a solid team too.
Sean Payton says starting quarterback Bo Nix is doing well and on course for Denver Broncos minicamp.
He's going to be ready for minicamp?
Uh-huh.
I don't think that ankle injury was as terrible as people let on, but it was bad enough to keep him out.
NFL regular season schedule is going to be released on Thursday.
Nice.
All right. So, what you got in Baltimore, Stat Boy? What's the
biggest thing we're doing now is we're signing a litany of quarterbacks. We have Pavia signed.
Diego Pavia.
Tyler Huntley signed. And then the other day we just signed your boy from the Dolphins who was their backup for a long time, Skylar Thompson. I don't know what we're doing with all these quarterbacks. Not that I'm afraid of what Lamar's positioning. This is strictly a backup competition, but I don't know why we got to bring in all these guys. I really don't know.
The competition for Huntley is the backup?
Yeah. Oh, pardon me. That's my speaker. Pardon me. I don't know what we're doing. Why are we bringing in 4 and 5 guys to compete for the backup? I don't understand.
The Javier guy. That's the guy who's shorter than Kyler Murray, right?
Yeah. This 5'7". I mean, he was a Heisman finalist in college.
Man.
I'm not saying he's bad, but
I'm not saying he's bad either. But
he went undrafted for a reason. Snoop Huntley can run the system, and he's proven that he's almost like a Lamar duplicate, just lesser talent. But he can run the system when we need. I don't know what's going on.
The video I saw at minicamp with him, man, I had to pause because I thought it was 8. I thought this guy is so tiny, Bob. He had the lineman stopping the ball.
Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie.
Pavia make Doug Flutie look like Will Chamberlain, but he talks.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Other than that,
so tiny, and the lineman was stopping the ball, and basically the lineman was bent over, and his hand was at his hip. I was like, bro, man.
But you can't even see over your alignment. It's not going to be good for you. You need quarterback's got to be 6'2", 6'3", unless of course you're a Drew Brees who the timing of the offense so great that you can make those anticipation throws. These guys don't have that. I'm sorry, they don't have that.
All right, Mega, what you got from the Niners for us?
All I can say is Mike Evans, Ricky Pearsall, and Christian Kirk. That's all I got to say right now. If that's the crew we get out there with in start of the season, I down for it. You are there with
Pearsall, Christian Kirk, and who else?
Mike Evans.
I forgot y'all signed Mike Evans. Mud dose.
Yeah, that is a nice trio right there.
Y'all seem to get every Hall of Fame receiver in y'all organization at one point or another. You Jerry Rice.
That's the Niners, man.
Y'all even had Randy Moss for a year when the Raiders beat y'all in the Super Bowl.
Don't remind me, but that don't remind me.
Yeah, he's a little shade right there, but
and that's all you have to say about the Niners.
No. I don't want you to say. I'm him that struggled with wide receivers last season. If that's what you're starting off with, they're looking like a good season so far. That's what I'm saying. Because I got to go play.
Mike's only 32 as well.
We got to get the picks in quick, fellas. So before we get to the pick, let me just slide in the Dallas Cowboy component to what Mega just said. To counteract those 3 names you called, let me say Caleb Downs. That's
all you got to say, huh?
This kid is brilliant. Knows the playbook already. Already came in and knew that the defense was going to have some Philadelphia Eagle traits to it. Matt Patricia got him the game film. The kid comes in and knows the playbook within hours. Is coaching up the other rookies within hours. By the next day, I mean, he's already got the leadership role intact as far as probably going to be the points. I mean, wherever Christian Parker, that defensive coordinator, goes, so goes Caleb Downs. And the talk is this kid is not just going to be a great one. He's like Hall of Fame potential. So hopefully, barring injury, we got a good one in Dallas. But it's good to know that he knows all facets of that nickel position that he's going to play, and he knows the defense. I think he's going to transition, knowing the defense like he did in high school to college, where he was impressive at Alabama and Ohio State for knowing the defense early on and being a captain. I think he transitions to Dallas, gives this defense some identity. And the Cowboys, like I said, we only got to be a top. We don't even have to be in the top 10. We could be in the top 20 defense. We could be actually up to 23. Once we could do one or two things right, and Dallas is going to go a long way.
You're going to have to be better than 23, but yeah.
Yeah, all right.
No, but 23, you mean 23 in defense? No, man, you got to be better than that. Come on.
Got to be better than that.
When you say we were last.
Y'all last in passing defense or overall defense?
Overall.
Oh, God. It was that bad?
Hey, y'all were with the Bengals.
And last in pass, and almost last against the run, and last against yards of play, and last on third downs. And
there was a period of time.
Never mind.
The Ravens are giving y'all good competition for that too, but ultimately you guys and the Bengals were terrible, and the Bengals haven't made much like overall great additions as y'all have. I mean, of course, they got Dexter Williams from the Giants, but even the Giants looking like they're putting a better defense on paper now because they got Arvon Reese too.
I got faith in Shoddy as the head coach and the offensive coordinator. I like what they're doing with Christian Parker with the defense. I got to play it by ear. I got to watch and see. Hopefully, any improvement will be, anything will be better than what we had. And hopefully that improvement will just get us to the playoffs. From there, we'll see how it goes.
It's completely valid.
All right, 2 big games in the NBA. That's what we're picking today, brought to you by the Island Game. The game you know, the friends you trust, and the Island Game always reminds you to play responsibly. Be sure to check out their new website. Simply log on to theislandgame.com. Click on Sportsbook. Multiple ways to play, multiple ways to win. All right, here we go. Early game, 3:30. Knicks and the Sixers in Philadelphia. Knicks up 3-0. I think the Knicks done.
Yeah.
The broom's out.
That's a sweep right now, man.
I saw they got to hop into VJ, but that's all a character building for him. And nobody expected the Sixers to be in the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs this season. Nobody did.
Yeah, I thought the Celtics would own them again, but no, of course not. Of course, the year I picked the Celtics to win the East, they can't do it. Of course.
Speaking of VJ, they need to get that generator word trademark because I can see it coming along for him zone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it coming, bro.
All right, afternoon or the evening game, 7:30. Spurs on the road against the Timberwolves. Spurs up 2-1. I think they moved to 3-1. I think they bucked their totals in game 1, 104-102. They should really be up 3-0 in this series. But I like them to get to 3-1 today. 4.5 point favorites. I like them to cover. Oh, by the way, take the Knicks minus the 1.5 and the Spurs minus 4.5. There's a 2-team parlay from me to you. Play it and win with the Island Game. But yeah, I like the Spurs to cover the 4.5 and go up 3-1 in this series.
I don't really know. I have an interesting feeling. I'm going to be rooting for the Spurs in this game, but Minnesota's such a dangerous team. I could see them pushing it to 6, and then they lose in 6. But it's an interesting game today. I really think the Timberwolves will manage to keep their life and keep alive. I don't know why, but I'm going to go with the Timberwolves in this one.
Who's injured for Minnesota? Is anybody injured?
He's done.
Yeah, I remember him.
Ayo Dosunmu and Ant are back. So they're pretty much full strength except even Chenzo, who is their 3-point shooter.
No, I think it's going to get split. I think it's going to be a split. I think it's going to go. I think Minnesota wins this one, though.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think Minnesota will push it to 6 and then lose in 6.
That's how I feel, too. You know?
Of course, I'm rooting for the Spurs. Don't get it twisted, but the Timberwolves are just too dangerous.
Well, we'll see how it all plays out because the games go down today. But I want to thank you guys for chiming in. Again, I want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day, especially my better half, MJ. And that's Sancho and that's Donnie's mom. So happy Mother's Day to you, MJ.
All the mothers.
And happy birthday to my beautiful wife.
Miss Thompson, happy birthday. I'm not happy birthday, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, yeah, man.
And to my mama. Can't forget her.
OG, happy Mother's Day.
And to my mother-in-law in Freeport.
I just get to say
that. Happy Mother's Day.
And happy Mother's Day to my mother-in-law as well. He in campaign mode, so she ain't checking.
There you go. All right, man. Good stuff, everybody. Mr. Producer, you enjoy your day with your fam too, man. Before I start, boy, from Mega, this your boy Naughty. We'll see you next week right here on the Press Box.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
KFC got that crispy onions crunch. Take a bite, it's a smile. Sweet onion sauce drip, happy running down my side. Pepper jack cheese, bring a little playful wow. Brioche bun soft like a cloud on this ride. KFC, get chicky with it. Hey. Taste the sweet side of things. Every single bite, so lit it. Got my whole crew doing that thing. Crispy onion, sweet onion sauce. Pepper jack cheese, going on.
Introducing the new Sweet Chicky Chicken Sandwich at KFC.
Let's get chicky with it.
This election night, trust the team you trust every single day. On May 12th, your Guardian Radio hosts will be live from 6 p.m. until the election is called, with verified results, breaking developments, and reporting from the entire Guardian News Network, the teams from Guardian Digital and the Nassau Guardian, every day and every election day. Stay with the Guardian News Network on Guardian Radio 96.9 and Star 106 FM.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Never say never, but never.
All right, what do you got over there, Christopher? It's
Hey, guys.
Much More Likely, presented by Pella Windows and Doors.
Hey guys, happy Friday. TJ, great to see you. Rich, always great to
By
see
the way,
you.
I love this shot. You've got the Pella Windows and Doors bug, if you will, top left of the screen. Bottom right of the screen, the Pella Windows and Doors helmet. Look at this.
Almost got it.
It's like the
Almost
sun
had
in the
it.
sky. You know, you can't grab it. No, it's not there.
You can touch the helmet, though.
You got the helmet. There you go. Well done.
Again, TJ, great to see you. Rich, great to see you.
Rich,
Happy
good to
Friday.
see you.
Hey,
Chris,
say hi to Jay.
I see what's up.
Who? Say hi to Jay. See?
Anyway, David Attenborough,
It's
listen,
fat face.
he had
Way
a
to bring
talking
it
to.
back. It's
More likely to live to be 101. Guys, we heard from Tom earlier about the a quarterback battle in Minnesota. Yeah, right. We know it's going to be Kyler Murray. Who's more likely to have more touchdown passes this year, Kyler Murray or all Cardinals quarterbacks combined?
At first, it sounded like you said calamari.
yeah, calamari, by the way.
No.
By the way, you got to have the red sauce. Don't give me some sort of
Gotta have the
like
red
side
sauce.
dip like it's a French fry.
Right?
You know what I mean?
We had red sauce with calamari in Pittsburgh.
Don't
I
serve
didn't
me
eat any of it.
calamari with some marinara. You know,
I'm good on the squid.
all right. Kyler Murray. It gives me so much pain to be
I
just
understand.
straight up honest with you.
I understand.
That if Kyler Murray is taking on J.J. McCarthy in a straight up battle, that there's a thumb on the scale for J.J. in the fact we gave up a first round draft choice to choose him. We used one to choose him, right? We traded other draft capital, move up a spot to use him. We did not go full bore on Sam Darnold for him. So we might as well see what we got while we can. That's the thumb on the scale for JJ. The thumb on the scale for Kyler Murray is he costs $1.3 million for 1 year, and we've got a shot to see what he looks, and he's got a heck of a lot more experience than JJ McCarthy, and he's got a chip on his own shoulder in a different way than JJ does, and we are going to go with the new guy because we have more contractual control over the young guy. We're still in no rush. The only rush would be we've got to pick up a fifth-year option. So What do we care? Look, JJ can just sit there and learn. It'll suck for him. But does that then turn Kyler into the next Sam Darnold? Where you're just like, we're going to still stick with JJ? Or does that, wait for it, turn JJ into Josh Rosen? For Kyler.
Man.
This is what's happening right now.
I know. It's fascinating.
And it kind of kills me and pains me to sit here and say, straight up, no thumbs on scales. Unless JJ has a full, complete rebirth from where few mistakes get made, less mistakes get made. It's tough for me to see how Kyler doesn't beat him out.
Tough.
Huh?
It shouldn't be tough. You know what I mean? Like, you can love somebody and love something, but, you know.
Okay. So I'll go Kyler Murray, Chris, because I don't know the quarterbacks combined for, the Cardinals and how that's going to go. And does Jeremiah Love get a ton of touches inside the 5 and he runs them in?
Sure.
Or, how's Carson Beck going to look if he gets out there? Yada, yada, yada.
Yada, yada, me.
So.
Talking a lot about Aaron Rodgers and AFC North.
Steeler quarterback,
Too
Aaron
much
Rodgers?
about it. Who's more likely to win more playoff games this year? The AFC North or the NFC North?
Well, I think more teams from the NFC North will make it.
Really?
Yeah, I do. How about that?
A little stunning.
Why? We just talked about how the Vikings could be better.
One of your sons is back, Joe
I got
Burrow.
it. The Lions might.
Lamar and the Ravens have reloaded.
Okay.
You seem to think the Steelers are going to be good this year, so there's another one.
I got it. I'll go then NFC North.
Okay.
You don't like the answer. Sorry.
Just providing the opposing point.
What else?
How about this one? I'm watching, Jay. Oh, Jay, you're here.
Oh, hey.
Good to see you. Fernando Mendoza looking good. He's slinging it at Raiders minicamp right now.
Slinging it.
Slinging it.
More likely position to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver.
So you were asking about Jeremiah Love. Unless you think Jadarian Price or somebody that we don't even see coming in
Never know.
in a draft that was supposed to be less than at the running back.
Right, never know.
The wide receiver position was highly drafted.
It was.
More than the quarterback spot. A wide receiver won it last year, so I know there might be some
Wide receiver.
voters.
Yeah. Wide receiver fatigue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
WRF.
Yeah.
There's a pill for that,
Consult your doctor.
I think. See if consult your doctor to see if Tetaroa is right for you.
Cage hates Tremfya for some reason.
Why?
I don't know. The commercials annoy him, and he's just like, I hate Tremfya. Doesn't even know what it does. It's a big word for him, right?
Well, just be thankful he didn't grow up in the era of all those footballs being thrown through tires and elder, couples of a
tubs.
certain age holding hands with a sunset over their separate tubs.
I know, I get it.
Because that
Positioned on the
was
hill.
constantly going while our kids were Cage's age, all right?
I get
You
it.
should be thankful for dancing people for medications
I am.
that you don't know
I am,
about
yeah.
skin
I am.
diseases.
A1C or whatever that's
All
called.
right.
Oh, that's
I'm all right.
diabetes, bro. That's different.
But that's the singing commercial.
All right. I'll go quarterback.
Fernando Mendoza.
It's just a gut and a feel. That's
Got
it.
Got it.
Just a gut and a feel.
He's going to start week 1.
I don't know about that. Just
Get
because
ready.
he's looking good.
He is slinging it.
Okay. Just because he's taking
He
snaps
is
under center at
slinging it.
hotels.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. What else?
We talked to James Gladstone this week. Seemed to think the plan is still the plan for Travis Hunter. Play both ways.
That delighted me.
Is it more likely Travis Hunter has more touchdowns or interceptions this year?
I'll go interceptions because you heard they're going to use him on defense more. I'll go interceptions. But it depends. Where's in terms of
Great
production?
question. Great question.
You know what I mean? So
Unclear.
They appear to want to put him on defense more than offense. So go interceptions. Good question, though. Yeah.
Just throwing it out.
Oh, music change.
Music change. Topic change. Who's more likely to
Key
win
change.
win a game in their series?
That's like a Barry Manilow song. You know, there's always a key change right in the middle of it. All right, looks like we made it. What do you got over there, man?
More likely to win a game in their series: Sixers, Lakers, or Cavs?
Oh, I'll go Cavs.
Really?
Yeah, I'll go Cavs. I think they go home and take one, if not both, and keep this a series.
Interesting.
You know?
Yeah.
And in terms of the Sixers and Lakers, they came and they gave without taking.
Is that a Barry Manilow song?